Good day. Today I will be presenting on leadership and supervision. The following topics that I will be presenting on will be charismatic, transformational, and ethical leadership. So, charismatic leadership refers to the charm and persuasiveness of a leader. This type of style can be driven by their convictions and commitment to their cause. They are also known to be transformational leaders because of the similar characteristics that they share. And an example of a charismatic leader would be Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because what made him to be a charismatic leader is his engaging personality with the audience and how he had this drive and commitment of making sure that there was a positive change in the environment and that he knew he would have this dream to build lives within millions of persons. The theories of charismatic leadership are the attribution and the self-concept theory. So the attribution theory is qualities to a leader that is jointly determined by its behavior, expertise, and the aspects of the situation. Identified as using interpersonal skills such as social and personal identification in order to develop connections with the followers. The self-concept theory in terms of a set of testable propositions involving observable processes rather than folklore and mystique. So these qualities in the attribution theory, they were based on how followers assigned certain attributes to persuasive, inspirational, or charismatic leaders. The theory's main focus is on what the follower believes about the leader rather than how the leader behaves with the follower. In self-concept theory, the followers believe that the leaders are usually correct. They're willing to obey them. They feel affectionate towards the leader, and they're emotionally involved in the organization as well. The downfall to charismatic leadership. Negative charismatics have personalized power orientation. It is dependent upon the leader's energy, prevents new learning or opportunities from occurring. It can change the value system of the followers. It can be used as selfish ambition. So it is not always usually clear whether a particular outcome is beneficial or detrimental because charisma can be wielded as a weapon for evil. For instance, Adolf Hitler is an example for producing others to commit to his plan for destruction and genocide. This is an evident danger in charismatic leadership because his ability to coax his followers in performing these wrongful acts can be seen as how powerful the use of charisma is. Okay, so transformational leadership refers to the moral value of followers to raise their consciousness about ethical issues and mobilize their energy and resources to reform institutions. It can also inspire positive changes in those who follow. So, not everyone has charisma, therefore, transformational leadership is the most effective way to influence others. In this type of leadership, there is always a sense of transparency between the leader and the followers. An effective transformation leader works to inspire individual or social change and they will never lose sight of their role in the process. So comparing the two leadership styles is they both inspire followers to transcend their own self-interest for the good of the organization. They both act as role models and inspire the followers. They challenge followers to take great ownership of their work. They understand the strengths and weaknesses, and they also engage with the followers and pay attention to their well-being. Because being like having these two characteristics or even traits is very important in the organization because you want to instill that emotion in the followers. You want to ensure that you are on the same path with them, that they don't feel like, oh, you're just there doing the work, they have nothing else to do as well. The concept of ethical leadership. But before that, the main difference with charismatic and transformational leadership is their focus and audience. Like charismatic leaders, they try to make the status quo like better, while transformational leadership focus towards the transformation of the organization in like the leader's vision. So with the concept of ethical leadership now is these individuals demonstrate conduct for the common good that is acceptable and appropriate in every area of their life. A study identified by the executives to describe ethical leadership was with several behavior, values, and motives. Dilemmas when in accessing ethical leadership. So, creating enthusiasm for a risky strategy or project, inducing followers to change their underlying beliefs and values, influencing decisions that benefit some people at the expense of others. So, several approaches have been used when dealing with ethical behavior in organizations. An approach that individuals use for encouraging ethical practices. An approach that individuals use is for encouraging ethical practices and opposing unethical activities and decisions. So the determinants of ethical leadership are divided into two, such as the individual and the situational. The individual focuses on like the personality traits, the and needs, high consciousness, and personalized power orientation. Values such as personal, organizational, social, and moral values. Also, what is important is the integrity, the honesty, and having strong moral principles, and the Kohlberg stages of moral development from a lowest to highest level. While the situational determinant, on the other hand, focuses on the organizational culture and reward system, community or national cultural values and beliefs. It is on their its uncertain environment and lack of strong government regulation, and the followers' characteristics, self-esteem, and self-efficiency. Okay, so in my opinion, what leadership style I would choose would be charismatic because I would want to be a type of leader that will inspire others to focus on the goal that we have in mind. And it is also important to like have charisma, even though it might have its negatives, it also has a positive side to it because leaders are made as leaders are born, as they said, they're not made. So having that type of trait would also be good because it can give you more motivation and perseverance in whatever task you need to achieve. And being a transformational leader as well could also give you that drive to ensure that your followers are doing the task that they need to do as well. And with the ethical leadership, I also believe is truly important because in an organization, you have to ensure that there is no unethical behaviors occurring in the workplace that can cause like loss in the firm. It can be between the employees, the organization, or the company on a whole, because you want to ensure that everyone is following the rules and regulations as well that are set in the organization. Okay, so that is it for my presentation. Thank you. That's not it. One last thing, guidelines for ethical leadership is you have to set clear standards of ethical conduct, model ethical behavior in your own actions, help people find fair and ethical ways to resolve problems and conflicts, oppose unethical practices in the organization, implement and support programs to promote ethical behaviors. So that is it for my presentation. Thank you.